Hello and welcome to episode 174 of The Pilgrimage on FM23. I'm Jamie, and coming up on today's episode I've got two matches for you. It's the two group games in Group M in the World Cup. We're against Guinea-Bissau and then Japan. So let's get straight into it, and I'll show you the team to face Guinea-Bissau in just a moment. Okay, given that this is on paper at least our easiest match we could have had in the World Cup, I've gone with a heavily rotated first 11, and it is Ostrovskis in goal, back four of Preddy, Mars, Jackson and Butler, Ainsworth at the base of midfield, Suleiman and Terrace ahead of him, Hart on the left, Abdullahi on the right, Gillam up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, my assistant wants me to emphasise the fact we are favourites for a reason. Go out there and make sure they're left in no doubt as to why. Yeah, I'm going to agree with him. We'll pump the fists and go with that. So let's get into the tunnel for our tunnel interview. Game against Guinea-Bissau is one your team should really be winning, but upsets happen every season. Are there any nerves among your players? Taking nothing for granted, we'll give them the respect they deserve, but we're confident. I've sprung a few surprises with my team selection. What's the thinking? Some players will play here, others in another fixture, about using the squad. Louis Jackson doesn't look to be in ideal condition. Do you think he's up to it? Once he's on the pitch, he'll be fine. So let's get into the match and see if we can get off to a winning start. So I'm just going to reduce the size of the pitch very slightly. There we go, that's a perfect view. And Ostrovskis has the ball, and we can build from the back. Jackson into Ainsworth. Diagonal ball out to the left for Hart. He's chased it down and won it. Cuts infield, finds Ainsworth. Back to Mars. Ainsworth out to Preddy on the left. Feeds Hart. Plays it across. Abdullahi with the effort just over the crossbar. And it remains 0-0. Abdullahi's free kick now though. Flicked on and over the crossbar. So 5 minutes gone. We've had two sniffs of goal already, and Hearts won that back very deep in their territory, but we lose it immediately. Mars wins it. Terrace plays it out to Abdullahi on the right hand side, gets to the byline, pulls it back for Butler. Hart's header, and Romario Hart gives us the lead on 8 minutes. It is England 1, Guinea-Bissau 0. So good start. Can we make it really count in the fullness of the match? We're on the attack again. Hart cuts in from the left and shoots, but he's just off target. And the highlight comes to an end. So looking good at the moment, but only the one goal to the good. So let's demand more. We really should be putting this one to bed in the first half. So let's make sure we do. And I'm not sure how many subs we've got, so I'm going to endeavour to find out. So we've got 5 and 3 stoppages allowed. So Butler to Abdullahi. Back to Butler. Terrace clips it over the top, but it's headed away. Hart collects it though, and Gillam is in, but it's saved, and we'll get a corner. And it's an outswinger from Abdullahi, and that's collected by Bagay, and the highlight comes to an end. Okay, so we are going to make, I think, 2 changes at half time at least. That's headed away. Abdullahi finds Hart, who cuts infield, finds Terrace, Abdullahi forward for Gillam. He's going to have to get support. He does from Abdullahi, who finds the back of the net to make it England 2, Guinea-Bissau 0. So it does look like we're off to a winning start. Let's display the league table. And Japan yet to play a match, obviously, with it being a 3-team group. So let's, going well, capable of better. Let's make, how many changes at half time? Right, Louis Jackson is beginning to tire. So Satilmis can come on for him. Same with, is it Abdullahi that's... Yeah, he's beginning to tire. So we'll get him off. And we'll bring on Casella Gus in. And I think that'll do for now. So we'll... leave 3 subs for the second half, 3 windows to use them in, so we can bring them off one at a time as and when we need to. Meanwhile, it is Guinea-Bissau on the attack, but Ainsworth wins it back. Terrace to Suleimane, into Gillam, back to Suleimane, finds Terrace, plays it through for Gillam, and surely that was a foul, but no, it wasn't given, and the highlight comes to an end. Right, Hart I'm going to take off as my first change in the second half and bring on Ryan Kedwell. Satilmis wins his header. Casella Gus into Suleimane. Hart gives the ball away. So kind of justifies my decision that he's the man to come off. As Ainsworth finds Terrace, back to Satilmis, into Terrace, finds Casella Gussin, Suleimane, into Hart, finds Terrace, he's one-on-one with the keeper, and that's a save, and it will be a corner, and we take the corner before the sub is made, and we don't get to see it, so it remains 2-0. Kedwell comes down the left-hand side for England, and he's looking for support, finds Suleimane to Ainsworth, out to Suleimane again, forward for Kedwell, he's in the area, he's been clattered, and it is a penalty. I am going to get Casella Gussin to take it, if I get the chance to change it. The penalty's given. I'm not offered the opportunity to change it, but it is Casella Gussin taking it anyway, and he finds the back of the net to make it England 3, Guinea-Bissau 0. Okay, so we are well and truly home and hosed in this one. Suleimane's free kick, deep, and Blage manages to get hold of it. So the question now is who the final 2 substitutions are going to be. And I'm thinking along the lines of probably taking off Butler and probably Gillam. But Gillam has a shot, it's a weak one. I think I'll take Gillam off first and bring on Ghiazi, as Satilmis finds Butler, plays it to Suleimane, diagonal ball out for Kedwell on the left hand side, plays it in for Preddy, cuts it back, and that's taken a big deflection, but Luke Gillam's got the goal, and it's being checked for offside. I'm honestly not sure. It depends who it's come off, I think. The goal's disallowed. It remains 3-0. And so Ghiazi is on, and I'll make the final change, which is going to be Butler. And coming on is going to be Bradley Wright with 15 minutes left. Souleimane's ball out to the left wing, nowhere near Kedwell, but he does put pressure on, and Preddy briefly had it and then wins it back again. Ainsworth to Butler on the right, back to Satilmis, gets it back again to Butler, clips it to the far post for Kedwell, and that's in off the post, and it is 4-0. Ryan Kedwell with England's 4th goal, and we'll make that final substitution with 14 minutes left, and that should see us through to a comfortable win. Right to Casella-Gussin, back out to Wright, into Terrace, back to Casella-Gussin, who crosses. Kedwell denied, but Preddy picks up the loose ball, and we are looking very, very solid indeed. 5 minutes left, holding on to a 4-0 lead, and into 3 minutes of added time. Still no sign of a highlight, and there's the full-time whistle. England 4, Guinea-Bissau 0. I'll be back in a moment to show you the second match of today's episode. Okay, time now for our second group game of the World Cup against Japan. Team for this one, Dainty in goal, back four of Butler, Jackson, Godwin and Francis. Chambers at the base of midfield. Terrace and Clark ahead of him. Kedwell on the left, and Goyen on the right, and Casella-Gussin up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, well, my assistant wants me to emphasise that we're favourites for a reason. Make sure they're left in no doubt as to why. I'm going to slightly disagree with him. I'm going to point the finger. We're favourites, and I want us to play like it. So let's get into the tunnel. Robert Terrace is set to make his 75th appearance for England. Just how much does he mean to this team and to the supporters? He's a fantastic player. I hope he matches the occasion with a top performance. Can you explain the thinking behind making so many changes? Rotation keeps everyone fresh. How much will you be expecting from Chinedu Godwin? Hopefully he can bring the ability and application we know he has. And let's get into the match and see if we can pull off the win that is expected. So we will top the group with a win or a draw. A defeat and we'll finish second. We're through already. Clark playing Casella-Gussin and Goyen on the right hand side. Plays in Clark, who cuts back and is dispossessed, but Francis wins it back. Clark's cross, Casella-Gussin's header is just over the top, and the chance is gone, but we've got another one almost immediately. Butler to Chambers, Butler's cross, headed away, Francis to Ngoyen, and it's played back to Godwin, finds Chambers, to Terrace, into Ngoyen. He finds the back of the net. This will be checked for offside. And we are about to find out whether we're going 1-0 up. And VAR says that we're not. It remains 0-0. So Ngoyen's goal is disallowed. So let's demand more. And let's see if we can manage to get the goal legitimately. Godwin to Francis, forward for Clark, plays it to Ngoyen, releases Casella-Gussin, who shoots too high, and that's a chance wasted. And I already know that who will be playing in the next round. If we finish top of the group, we will face Ireland. If we finish second, we'll face Morocco. So those are the two options we've got, as Nguyen plays in Francis into Casella Gussin, and Takahashi makes the save. It will be an in-swinging left-footed corner from Nguyen, and there's not much in the way of options for him in the area, but Terrace picks it up on the far side, plays it to Chambers, back to Godwin, finds Francis, and the highlight comes to an end. So we definitely need a little bit more going forward. We look okay at the back, but we've not really threatened enough. Tokizane is forced back to Takahashi, who finds Ishizaki. Nagata to Fujiwara. Watanabe back to Tokizane. And it's played over the top. Godwin wins his header. Terrace to Francis to Clark. Plays it to Nguyen. And he does find Godwin. Into Nguyen. Finds Francis. On to Clark on the right. Into Casella Gussin. And Casey Casella Gussin does make it Japan 0, England 1. So we are on course for a second round meeting with Ireland as it stands. And that is half time. Japan 0, England 1. So let's go into the dressing room. Encourage, going well, capable of better. Let's have a look at substitutions. And Butler needs to come off. So we'll bring on Barron. What else do we need to change? I think we need to change Kedwell on the left wing and bring on Romario Hart, possibly. In fact, let's put Nguyen out there, and we'll take Kedwell off and bring on Danjuma Abdullahi. And I think that'll do. So 2 changes. We've got 3 left and 3 windows in the second half to use them. So we'll make 1 change relatively quickly. I think it's probably going to be Terrace, but we'll see. As Takahashi finds Nagata. It's played forward for Fujiwara, but Jackson's won it back. Clark to Terrace. Chambers to Godwin. Holds on to it. Finds Chambers again, who gives it straight back. Godwin into Clark, who's dispossessed by Morrill. Fujiwara to Kageyama. Watanabe to Kageyama. And Sato with the shot. And it's just over the top of the crossbar. So I think now we do take... In fact, England have just scored a second goal. It's an own goal from Takahashi. And I am going to take... who am I going to take off? I'm going to take Nguyen off, actually, on the left. And we'll bring on... where is he? We'll bring on... Luke Gillam, I think. And I think my final change, in fact that's only 1, 2, 3, we'll take Francis off at right back and bring on Bradley Wright, and then my final change is going to be Terrace to be replaced by Graham White. And that should see us through to a win. And indeed it does. So I'll be back in a moment to show you the final league standings in our group and to confirm that it will be Ireland that will be playing in the next round. Okay, here is the group table then, and confirmation that we finished top with 2 wins out of 2, 6 goals scored, none conceded and 6 points, joined in the second round by Japan, who win 1 and lose 1 and have 3 points. Guinea-Bissau go home after 2 defeats and no points. So let's take a look at the schedule for the second round, and let's see the matches that have been set up. And there we go. Confirmation that we'll face Ireland, and the other games: Germany versus Argentina, Turkey versus Peru, Mali versus Brazil, Norway versus Mexico, Spain versus South Korea, Nigeria versus Portugal, United Arab Emirates versus Serbia, Cameroon versus France, Wales versus Algeria, Australia versus the Netherlands, Switzerland versus Chile, Uruguay versus Italy, Morocco versus Japan, USA versus Austria, and finally Belgium against Ghana. So those are the second round matches, and I'll be back in a moment to confirm exactly what's coming up on the next episode. Okay, time now to conclude the episode by telling you what's coming up on the next one, and I am going to show you extended highlights of the Ireland game, and I will then show you the draw for the third round of the World Cup. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me, subscribe to the channel for Monday to Friday Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.